Now, herbal medicine practitioner Dr. Ebenezer Agyeman is alarmed at the heavy metal concentrates found in herbs sourced from mining areas. Now, already, some herbs and plants used as medicines are going extinct due to deforestation, mainly caused by illegal miners. Now, Dr. Agyeman has observed growth in the herbal industry may slow down if the phenomenon persists. Nanaya Ojima has more.
The World Health Organization estimates about 80% of people in the developing world depend on traditional medicine to meet their primary healthcare needs, further projecting the global market for herbal products will be worth $5 trillion by the year 2050. In Ghana, it is estimated 951 tons of crude herbal medicines were sold at Ghana's herbal markets in 2010, with a total value of around $7.8 million. From the statistics, the relevance of herbal medicine remains enormous, but the surge in illegal mining has caused deforestation, leading to decreasing raw materials for industry players. The chief executive of Urbanage Herbal Production, Dr. Ebenezer Agyeman, reveals traces of heavy metals are being realized in high quantities in some herbs.
These are contaminants that are so toxic to the vital organs like kidney, liver, and all that. The plants may be effective. They may be very good for consumption and healing. But due to the accumulation of these toxic substances like cyanide and lead and mercury, they will not be safe for consumption.
As the country continues to lose forest cover to illegal mining, herbal medicine practitioners are being encouraged to consider cultivation of medicinal plants. Dr. Agyeman wants the government to step up efforts to halt illegal mining.
So we need to get some measures put in place now, else the future will not be so bright for the nation.
Professor Isaac Kingsley Amponsa is head of department at the Herbal Medicine Department of KNUST.
We have people who do not know anything about phytotherapy. We have people who do not even know how to write plant names, not alone to even pronounce them. But they are making it so big in this industry called herbal medicine.
For Joy News, Nanaya Ojima, Kumasi.
Now, women and young entrepreneurs who are into agribusiness are heaving a sigh of relief following support they received from the Absa Bank Africa Works project, which has impacted their project positively. Now, according to the head of agribusiness at Absa Bank, William Nate, the 5-year project is intended to lend financial support to about 5,000 businesses and create 50,000 jobs. Joy News' Upper West Regional Correspondent Rafiq Salam reports from Wa.
One of the stumbling blocks to women and young people who want to go into businesses is their inability to get financial support to execute their lifelong dreams. Due to these financial challenges, their dream of pursuing further in their businesses are often truncated. Based on the aforementioned, the Absa Young Africa Works project was started 4 years ago with the aim of supporting agribusinesses with special preference for women-led businesses and young entrepreneurs. In collaboration with Mastercard Foundation, they help women and young entrepreneurs to have access to loan facilities payable at a 10% rate. William Nate is the head of agribusiness at Absa Bank, and he threw further light on the project.
What we realized was that businesses in these areas were struggling because of high interest rates and the lack of collateral to be able to access financing. So we got into this partnership, talked with our partner Mastercard Foundation, and then co-created a product that would work for women and for agribusinesses. What we came up with was to lend to about 5,000 businesses over the 5-year period of the project, create 50,000 jobs, work with smallholders, that would increase lending into the very last mile. When we say last mile, we mean the people on the ground doing the farming at the very rural areas. So the actors that we looked at in the value chain was right from the beginning, which include the input dealers, the farmers themselves. We looked at aggregators. We looked at processors who are working locally to be able to grow this business.
Apart from the credit facility, they are also giving training on the field where they are taught by consultants on best agronomic practices to enable them have good yields and also increase their production. In the Upper West region, they have about 10 partners they have engaged and supporting. One of them is Yoruba-based Chief Executive Officer of EA Farms, Emmanuel Awa. He spoke about the impact the Absa Young Africa Works project has made in his business.
I mean, the stress we used to go through in paying farmers timely has gone down. Now farmers get their payment very early. We also, as a business, you know, that confidence in the sorghum value chain where farmers were scared that, oh, sorghum, we can't pay, delays in payment and what have you. I mean, that confidence in the sorghum value chain has been built as a result of this Absa Young Africa project. And I will also say that looking at sorghum production today, the demand has increased.
Another is the Chief Executive Officer of our Force Limited, Joy Okra. She is into crop production, input sale and supply, mechanization services and sales. She too has a positive story about the support that she got from the project.
So before Absa came in, we had lots of we have outgrowers that we support, as well as our own nucleus farming, crop production and other activities, but we couldn't support all the farmers that came in to ask for assistance, especially the women and the youth. But with the support from Absa and Young Africa Works, we've now been able to increase the number of women and the outgrowers as well as ingrowers that we are working with.
It is not only the chief executives at the top that are the cash windfall. The farmers at the last end of the value chain also had a bite of the pie as they spoke about how the project is making waves in their lives.
It used to be difficult for us to cook or get money for our children to go to school. The project has however come to save us.
So we have been getting seeds, especially hybrid seeds, that we get a higher yield from that. And then with fertilizer, the fertilizer, before that, we used not to get them in time, and it was affecting the production of the sorghum. But with their support, we get them at the right time and applied.
After a tour of some of the farms and warehouses of the partners and the farmers, the optics look good for the project.
The confidence with which they are able to come out and to express what they are doing, they are seeing changes in their lives. The lives of their families are being changed. As someone said, she goes out there, she's been able to get financing, and then they are able to get fuel to power their motor, to take their children to school. We are seeing real impact on the ground, and I think that this is a good project and it should be sustained going forward.
Reporting for Joy News, Rafik Salam. Wow.
And back here in Accra, Chairman of the Public Accounts Committee, James Kluche Aveji, has expressed anger over the Ministry of Health and the Ghana Police Service's failure to retrieve 1.3 million cedis worth of missing condoms and birth control shots. Now, these items, according to the Auditor General's report, vanished into thin air while on transit from the temporary Central Medical Stores requisition in Tema to the regional medical stores in the Eastern region in August 2022. Now, James Aveji has a wrap in the following report.
Appearing before the Public Accounts Committee on Tuesday were the Ministry of Health, the Ghana Health Service and its agencies and departments. Chairman of the committee, James Kluche Aveji, commenced proceedings with inquiry into the controversial disappearance of 1.3 million cedis worth of condoms on transit as captured by the Auditor General.
20,000 packs made up of 2,880,000 pieces of male condoms. Male condoms, yes. And 120,000 vials of Depo-Provera. That's birth control shots, valued at 1.336 million.
Director of Policy Planning, Monitoring and Evaluation at the Health Ministry, Agyapade3 Jimang, said 2 years old, the vehicle and the items cannot be found.
The driver immediately thereafter had a stroke, was very ill, but has also retired.
What reasons did he give?
Chair, please, I cannot recollect the reasons right now, but the matter was they just couldn't, the items could not be found, and he hadn't also paid ASAT then.
The chairman was unhappy about the ministry and the Ghana Police Service's inability to investigate and prosecute the matter to retrieve the money.
When you reported the case, was the driver arrested?
Yes, he was.
And then he was bailed?
And some other, yes, persons, yes.
Who are the people who bailed him? People who bail him must be made to produce him or pay the money. In fact,
the docket is at the AGs, so we are just waiting for a logical conclusion before we are able to speak to the
docket at the AG. What is the docket going to do at AG?
Sir, please.
What advice?
Yeah, for advice, probably.
In another case involving the Kolebu Teaching Hospital, the committee set charge Director of Human Resource, Jehuza Jaula, for validating 4 dead persons for close to 4 years, amounting to over 270,000 Ghana cedis.
The person died, and he continued to receive salary for 43 months, 44 months. No, it's not acceptable. If your unit is really working well, you should detect this long time. So it's a negligence on the part of the HR director. This committee is recommending that the balance, 152,000, be recovered from the HR director and those people who validate these people jointly. The HR director, I'm sure these 4 people were not from the same department. So the heads of those departments, together with the HR director, jointly pay this amount, and you follow up and recover the money from them. And we give them 2 months to recover the money.
The committee said it will consider a summary advice against granting of study leave with pay, considering the rate at which most of the health workers refuse to return after studies. The committee resumed sitting on Wednesday. James Habaji, Parliament House, Accra.
Now, a driver and 2 passengers narrowly escaped death on the motorway after losing a tire upon hitting a pothole. Now, this incident occurred just 48 hours after Joy News highlighted the dire situation on the expressway. Now, in response, contractors have started rehabilitation works to improve driving conditions. Michael Ashali revisited the motorway and reports.
We are back on the Akyems Motorway, which for months has been riddled with potholes, making a driving experience very unpleasant for motorists. Some of these potholes were just patched months ago, but the rainy season has washed most of it away. Moments ago, a driver lost a tire here. For him, being a reverend father, he's grateful to God he didn't lose his life after losing control of the vehicle.
When we were coming, we just surprised, we ran into a pothole, a very big one, and then we burst our tire.
Tell me, you were surprised by that particular pothole?
Very surprised.
You never used the motorway?
No, I've been using the motorway, but this one, it was a surprise. I didn't know what happened because it's too big. You see, the motorway is a way that everybody is passing through. So we have to make sure that all these potholes are being filled. Because look at this, the tire, you have to replace it before we can go wherever we are going. Because of this pothole, understand? So I think it is very bad. I'm very surprised. Very surprised that I was able to.
Thankfully, barely 24 hours after airing the story on the deplorable state of the motorway, the contractors, Maripoma Enterprise Limited, are back. This same company has been awarded a contract to expand the ACRA Motorway. In the interim, they say they are rehabilitating the road to make it motorable while they wait for the rainy season to subside before they can begin proper reconstruction of the ACRA Motorway. For drivers and pedestrians, they are urging government and the contractors to speed up the work on the rehabilitation and the reconstruction so that incidents like what happened moments ago will not happen again. For Joy News, Michael Ashale.
The Okyenhene Agyapade3 has described a document in circulation covered with his image under the caption Agyapade as a total fiction fabricated by those determined for years to create and fund a hate campaign against the Oforipenyi household in Okyenhene. The book, whose content suggests a detailed strategy aimed at positioning and maintaining Akyem people at commanding height in all spheres of the Ghanaian economy, has popped up again, gaining prominence in the media space. Maxwell Kudeko has more in the following report.
In the year 2016, about a few months to the election, the same document known as the Akyem project was in circulation. The focus of that was to fund hatred between Okyenhene and Asanteman to undermine the electoral fortunes of Nana Akufo-Addo. This diabolic plan was revised in 2019. In the year 2021, the Agyapade business became a political issue. The book suddenly metaphors into Agyapade, Okyenhene noted. At the Akyem State Council meeting held over the weekend, Okyenhene called on his kinsmen and Ghanaians to treat the book with the contempt it deserves. According to Agyapade3, many kingdoms in Ghana have seen greater development over the years than Akyem State. He emphasized that these are schemes to sow seed of hatred for the Akyem people. He called on all Akyem citizens to stand for the truth and speak against this diabolic move by unscrupulous people to create hatred for the Akyem people.
Any base here. And they put it seven, my inferior here. And I'm not going to go one year to the 20 years. I cried, I want to say, there's a problem here. What is the big answer here? And Father, and for Oshimao, only SPA. Now, I'm listening to Okyenhene. Now, Okyenhene, no one said, Okosopa, Oshimai, Okoye, Sabi, Oshimai, what you be a good new way of putting it on, and also. So this is a total it's the former of the
Maxwell Kudeka report for Joy News.
Oh well, it's now time for business updates with Sweetie Abochi.
Yes, Denisia, thank you. And in our business stories this morning, the Bank of Ghana has rolled out a new centralized platform for Forex Bureau operators in the country from August 1st. This was contained in a new circular issued by the central bank yesterday. There's more in this report.
The Bank of Ghana in the statement maintained that the move was to ensure the integrity and development of the financial system. Based on this directive, all licensed Forex Exchange Bureau will be required to use this platform for the buying and selling of foreign currencies. The central bank adds that trading of foreign currencies will be done by only firms that has been licensed by the regulator. It also reminds industry players that all foreign exchange bureaus transactions shall be conducted on this new trading platform. Foreign exchange bureaus are required to issue electronic receipt to customers for all purchases and sales of foreign currencies. The Bank of Ghana added that the platform has been integrated with the National Identification System to ensure all purchases and sales of foreign currencies are performed by verified individuals. The regulator adds that the initiative marks a milestone in the bank's efforts to ensure safe and sound operations of the foreign exchange business. The platform will also improve oversight for directors and management of bureaus and enhance the bank's monitoring and supervision of their operations in compliance with Foreign Exchange Anti-Money Laundering Act.
Apex Bank says it is not fully satisfied with the release of some 1.5 billion cedis by the government to pay customers affected by the banking sector cleanup exercise. President Akufo-Addo in June 2024 tasked the Finance Ministry to affect the disbursement of the funds to ease financial burden on the aggrieved customers. Board Chair of the ARB Apex Bank, Dr. Anthony Obin, says the amounts released is inadequate as these unpaid funds continue to be a bane to the operations of the banks. He was speaking at the 22nd Annual General Meeting of the bank in Kumasi.
The locked up funds, just as the monies that have been affected by the DDP, are funds owned by our customers. So it's worrying. It affected the profitability of some of the banks. We are excited to hear, even though not fully excited. We were happy to hear that government has now released the 1.5 billion cedis to pay part of the locked up funds. It is not enough. So as I speak with you, the rural banks have about 350 million cedis in locked up funds. This is huge, for rural banks. Some of them, if you look at their profit, they are making 1 million profit, 2-3 million profit and all that. Not huge profit. So if you have this big amount locked up, do you know how much that locked up funds could be used to generate further resources for the banks? So we still continue to appeal to government to understand that the rural banks, we really impact on the real economy. There are some banks, the big ones, who are giving loans in mortgages and all that. we give loans for farmers, to farmers, those who produce food for us to eat. We give loans to carpenters, those who make chairs and tables for our children to write on. We give loans to small and medium enterprises. We are really the interface to the real sector of our economy.
Time now for our currency market update. And that does it for Business Update. Back to Denicia to take us away.
Thank you, sweetie. Thank you for bringing us the business updates. Well, that's it for AM News. Don't forget that right after the news is the news review. We'll be joined by Dr. Kwame Asante. He's a political scientist and a director, Center for European Studies at the University of Ghana. My name is Denicia Pomaije, and as usual, enjoy the rest of your day.